Is David. Welcome back behind the velvet rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are welcoming back the one, the only, I call her my friend, Miss Allison Dubois.
I am your friend, and it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
You are. I mean, listen, we've kept in touch since you were here last year. And then, like we were just saying, you really have been on my, oh my God, David, just send a text. Life gets in the way for the
I
past few weeks, months, right?
Yeah, it's crazy. In our house, we have a birthday April 29th, and then Mother's Day hits, and then we have Joe's birthday and Aurora's birthday in June, and Father's Day, and then 4th of July is my daughter Sophia's birthday was yesterday. And so yeah, I moms understand this. You get hit one after the other with birthdays because God knows dads don't plan them.
I see all of your readings online. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, all your you're always on my feed. But I mean, is this what it takes for like two friends to catch up? Like, do we need like a major announcement in the Beverly Hills world for you and I to just catch up?
I think when you're in the entertainment industry, the reason you become friends with other people in the industry is because they understand your life. And people that aren't on screen don't always understand that it comes with a lot of demands.
Totally. I have people in the real world that like will send me 95 texts and then I'll finally respond and then respond. And then someone in like the entertainment business will reach out after like 4 months with no introduction. I'm like, I don't need one. Like, I totally get it. Like everything's fine. Like it
Well, and
just is how it is.
when you reach out, there's a reason. You'll say this, this specifically, or I'm here in this city specifically. But every now and then you get a friend that's like, "What's up?" I'm like, "I'm not 22, so I don't really answer the what's ups," you know. And of course,
Totally.
this week I got bombarded with people going, "Have you seen?" I'm like, "Obviously, obviously, yeah, I saw."
Well, you did see, I mean, listen, 13 seasons ago, 13 years ago, season one, episode 9 to be exact, the dinner party from hell, where you infamously told Kyle that Mauricio will never fulfill her.
Right.
So, where were you this week when all of this happened and this announcement and people of this separation occurred?
I was getting ready for my daughter's birthday party. So, being that it was yesterday, and obviously we're doing something this weekend for her as well. And so, my phone's, you were the first one within 30 seconds. Everybody in the entertainment industry that I know was blowing up my phone. And then the press started blowing up my emails. And I just had to sit back and take a beat. So it's interesting. People are like, can you believe it? And look at it from my perspective. I do this every day. This is my gift and my job. So can I believe it? Yeah, I can believe it. That's what I saw. That was the impression I got when I sat with her, is that the relationship was going to be the issue for her. It was just the first thing that popped in my head. And, at the time that I had said that, it was a 4-hour dinner. And I don't think people understand what that entails when it's not, when they call it a dinner party. A party implies it's going to be fun. This was not fun. And it wasn't a bunch of people with warm, welcoming arms. So when they were demanding readings, it was rude, and I already had said that I wasn't here for that and tried to be gracious about that. And they weren't taking it. And so when Kyle demanded it, my eyes fixated on her, and it was the first thing I saw, and it's what came out of my mouth. So I don't regret it. I feel badly for them. I feel worse for the kids. The kids didn't do anything to deserve it. And, I'm a child of divorced parents. I understand what that feels like. So I do, I empathize with them. As far as Kyle and Maurizio, they're going to go live their own lives and hopefully find whatever it is they're looking for and find their own happiness. So it wasn't that I was wishing her ill. And I wanted to be really clear about that. If they had stayed together, that would not have been a bad thing. So, when you see something not great happening for someone and a prediction is wrong, it doesn't bother psychic mediums in that way unless you have a lot of ego involved. So for me, when that came down, it didn't make me feel better. It didn't make me feel I didn't feel, I know they're in the press, they're using the word vindicated a lot, but to say vindicated would say that I needed it, that I needed that to be okay with myself. And I really didn't. I didn't need that. If they'd stayed married forever, good for them. That would be their choice. And a lot of people pretend stay married in Hollywood. So people don't separate for no reason. And, I've seen a few sort of delusional people saying, oh, it's going to work out. Well, or that they're happy and that this isn't real. She made her own statement. So obviously this is real. Just right. First of all, that's happening, or she wouldn't have made a statement. I mean, and aside from that, people don't usually make things like that up. I mean, it is Hollywood, so sometimes they do want to get the free press, but I don't believe they do that and hurt the kids and the family and cause a ruckus over a little bit of publicity. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people get a divorce, and who really cares? People get divorced all the time. This isn't like the first divorce to ever happen being covered by the news, and it won't be the last. So, when it was coming out that this had happened and the word vindicated was being used, that didn't quite sit with me all that well, just because I wasn't wishing for it for them. And I didn't need it to make me relevant. I didn't need to be right for this to make me relevant. And I think what people don't get is I had quite a life before Housewives ever came along. Like, I didn't even want to be there. So to me, it wasn't an opportunity to get a moment of fame. I already had that. People around the world already know my name. I've published 6 books that I wrote myself, not with a ghostwriter, which I'm very proud of having done that. I have a television series based on my life. A woman won an Emmy for playing me. So just by existing, I made somebody else's life better. And I've helped a lot of people, and I continue to read 350 people a year. I have a very full life. So Housewives to me is irrelevant in my life. But when it comes up and somebody brings it up because something happens, obviously I have to comment on it, or people keep blowing up your phone. So you have to make statements. So I was just doing what is needed when you're a public figure.
Yes, and your phone was blowing up, right? So there's no, I mean, I think that's a good point. Like, if you are confident in your psychic abilities,
right,
just because they were staying together doesn't necessarily prove you wrong, or you don't necessarily need to be proven right. And there really is no part of you, because that is out there in the media, that people are waiting for you to say, I told you so.
Oh, those people are always waiting. And the irony of it is I'd already been through that ringer before with Medium. When Medium came out, people weren't open to the other side and psychics and mediums the way they are now. I helped to make that happen, where it became more mainstream.